friends. Today we're going to look at a keyboard. It's quite small, isn't it? Look, it's just in this tiny little box. What's all this about? Well, if you've seen the thumbnail, you'll probably have figured it out. But let's just have a little look at it. It says Hanggang Wireless Keyboard Bleu, Phone, Tablet, PC, Laptop Black. And then on the back it says company name Cover Associates. But I got this from Amazon and it was kind of no brand sort of thing. So I think this really could have come from anywhere. Let's pop open this little box and we've got the instruction manual and it says virtual, I think that is, keyboard user guide. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. And then this is the device in question. It's not very big, is it? It kind of looks a little bit like a sentient computer from Star Wars, I think, with a little eye on it to watch what you're doing. Essentially, this is a projector, and it's going to project the keyboard via magic, I can only assume, and you can, well, allegedly, you can type on it, okay? So what else have we got in the box? It's just a USB cable, nothing amazing about that. Let's have a look at the instructions while it just looks at us from the side. Well, I can't read Chinese. Oh, right, here we go. How this product works. Laser keyboard, support Bluetooth and HID. Its connection does not require installation of separate driver, so it just gets recognized as a keyboard. Great. USB HID connection instruction. Connect laser keyboard and host device using supplied USB cable, because there's the socket there. We've also got a power button on the side, but that really is it. There isn't much more going on there. Turn on laser keyboard after correct connection. If the LED indicate red, set charging. LED red light stop, set charging is completed. It can be normal, used even in charging. Great, thanks. And then we've got Bluetooth connection and things like that, but I won't be trying that out. I'll just plug it into USB, and it's got some specifications and some of the extra buttons that you can access. You want to see this though, don't you? You don't have a look at the instructions. Let's peel that off. Nice. Oh, that is super shiny. And let's fire it up. So there we go. I've turned it on. And what? Okay. Well, you can sort of see that, can't you? That noise that you can hear is it detecting input. So if you're sort of anywhere near the buttons, you're going to accidentally press them. Okay, things are a little bit moodier in here now because I've turned off all the lights, and hopefully that means that you can see it a little bit better. I've still got it projected onto wood, but we've got it now connected to the computer. I mean, you can't deny it does look pretty cool, doesn't it? I mean, it's the sort of thing I can imagine Darth Vader popping out of his pocket when he's trying to get a little work done on the train and he needs a reasonably full-size keyboard. The keyboard layout itself is it's minimal, right? We've got the cursor keys down here and they're kind of more in almost the Spectrum cursor key layout, and then alternative functions on the keys aren't really displayed that clearly. We've got all the number row up here, but you can see it's sort of, as it's projecting, it's chopping off a chunk here and here. So it's obviously got a limit to how wide it can project this. And then above the number keys where we've got escape, ooh, big shadowy hand there. Oh, it's come to life. We've got some of the extra buttons that would normally sort of sit between the letters and enter and some of the other buttons over there. But hey, does it work? Well, let's fire up Word and we'll find out. Can I type letters? Oh, hey, I think we can type letters, can't we? That's good. Can it type letters accurately? That's a good question. Oh, can I delete things? Let's hold down the delete button. Does it sort of? Yeah, okay, that worked. Notice that big beep whenever you press the button. Like I said, it's kind of, that's it registering a button press. And you need some sort of feedback, because because it doesn't feel like you're doing anything, you need to know that you've actually pressed the button. I mean, you presumably you'd actually be looking at the screen as you're typing rather than at this keyboard. But of course, remember, on a regular keyboard, the letters F and J have little nodules on to kind of center your fingers for proper typing. And this doesn't have that, unless I suppose you made your own nodules and just plonked them on the desk wherever you go. That's probably too complicated. Okay, well, let's try and type a sentence and see if we can do that. So, name. Oh, I mean, that's close enough, isn't it? W-O-T. Now I tried to hold down the shift key and then press some buttons, and it ended up pressing the shortcut to save a file, which must have registered control, I think. If I just press escape higher up. Oh, no, it still thinks I'm... There we go. So you actually have to have your finger slightly above the key for it to register, but it's also it seems to be slightly different when you get towards different edges of the screen. So of the keyboard itself. So it's like accurate in some places, and then as you get further away from the center of the beam, then it gets less accurate. Well, that's vague typing, I suppose. What about typing under test conditions on monkey see, monkey type? Let's try that out. It's funny because when it doesn't register a key press. Your immediate reaction is to press down even harder. There we go. That's a bit better because I'm aiming slightly higher above the letters. But I can't see that you'd be writing a novel with this. And that beeping, incidentally, can be turned off by some of the key combinations. Otherwise, Darth Vader would be annoying people, wouldn't he, in the quiet carriage of the train? So that got me, 6 words per minute with an accuracy of 77%. I promise you I can type faster than that. But what about trying out on some other stuff? Can we maybe try and play a game with it? Doom? I mean, that would be quite something, wouldn't it? Who knew that you could play Doom in a browser? Let's hit enter. Okay, well, it's registering those button presses. Okay, and I can sort of move left and right, but I can't really... Oh, there we go. I can hold down the button, but it takes quite a long time for it to register that's what I want to do. So I'm sort of tapping the button to inch forward. Let's see if we can hold down the forward button. There we go. And I'll just slide into this wall. And come on, you're with me, aren't you? Let's see if we can... Oh, I better remember what the fire button is. Control. Yeah, there we go. Okay, right, great. Let's open the door. Is that space, I think? There we go. Okay, we got some punks. Let's take care of business. They're walking towards me, and I'm slowly walking towards them in what I would consider to be quite an intimidating manner. Hey, stand still. There we go. Hey, okay, so I guess you can just about play a game with it. I'm not sure you get very far. Could I get all the way to the end? It's probably not worth trying. We might be here all day, mightn't we? Okay, so well, that's Doom. Maybe that's too complex for the button presses. But what about something like Tetris instead? Yeah, you can play Tetris online as well. Oh my gosh, what a website! You've got the advert for Tetris. You got the advert for Tetris. You've got an advert for Tetris. I mean, there's no denying it. This is the Tetris website. Okay, let's press play and see if it can register my button presses. I think if I press space, it will drop the key. Yeah, there we go. And if I press up, it will rotate it. Let's just get a line. Come on. I'm gonna wear a hole in the desk by how hard I'm pressing this button, pressing my fingers into it. Okay, let's just pop that one down there. Rotate, please. And we'll just do this. I've only got one rotate button though, so I'm not sure how I would go left and right. There we go. Okay, here we go. 2. Huh. Didn't expect to do that. I'm going to hold down the button. Boom. There we go. So you can play Tetris. That's fantastic. But here's another function that, again, if you're limited and this is the only keyboard you've got and you want to draw a picture, well, you can do it. You just need to change it into mouse mode. Huh? Yeah, if I hold down function over here and then press this button here, I think we're now in mouse mode. Let me just see if I can do that again. It might not have registered that I pressed the right button there. There it goes. Big old beep. And then if I wanted to run Microsoft Paint from Windows, but you can't really do that anymore, can you? So I've got MSPaint online remake of MSPaint editor. Great. Okay, well, let's use the mouse. So, okay, we are sort of moving the mouse around. It's turned the whole thing into a mouse. I can't seem to... I can do little specks. I could do little dots, but I don't seem to be able to hold it down to sort of drag a line. I can't seem to drag a line. Let's just have a quick look in the instructions and make sure I'm not missing something. I'm not sure that's too clear, I have to say, but I guess it can sort of do. Let's see what happens then when we press N and K together. It's quite a specific one. Let's put it back into keyboard mode first. Well, we're back in keyboard mode, so let's try those two keys. Was it F and J? No, what was it? N and K. N and K. Yeah, they don't seem to do anything. I mean, that is one of the advantages of having this kind of projector like this, I suspect, which is it could present completely different keyboard layouts for you, have different languages, or it could, it could have a number pad, or maybe you could customize all the buttons so that they only do specific things, W, A, S, and D for playing games or something like that. So I feel like there's quite a lot of potential with this, but I mean, it just doesn't work well enough for it to have really taken off, I think. And one of the worst parts about this is, I don't know if your eye's been drawn to this particular part, but the light that is cast down before it sort of, I think, splits out for all the different keyboard keys. It is so bright that I've been avoiding looking at it all this time. And I think if I started to look at it a lot, it's going to be quite painful to use over a long period of time. Well, anyway, that is the laser projection keyboard. Probably one of the weirder keyboards that has ever been. I'd suggest if you need this kind of portability, get one of those roll-up keyboards and drape it over your legs instead. Okay, there you go. Thanks for watching. It does actually look quite evil, doesn't it?